In our strategy, we work with long-cycle frameworks, not to predict timing, but to understand pressure, sequencing, and structural context. The Kondratiev Wave fits into that role precisely. The Kondratiev Wave is often treated like a clock, or a doomsday countdown. That framing misses the point entirely. What matters is why resets happen, not when. This episode is based on a BuildersLens essay titled The Kondratiev Wave: Why Long-Term Resets Occur Without Telling Us When. Our goal is to translate that framework into our strategy's phase-based lens. The Kondratiev Wave describes very long economic cycles, often spanning decades, driven by technology, capital investment, debt, and institutional adaptation. In simple terms, systems build complexity over time. Eventually, that complexity becomes a constraint, and the system has to simplify before it can move forward again. The Kondratiev Wave is not a fixed clock. It is not a guaranteed collapse model, and it is not a timing tool. Human systems are adaptive, not mechanical. People want certainty. So long-cycle frameworks get turned into predictions, but long waves vary widely in length and expression. Their value is context, not precision. Across multiple business cycles, debt grows faster than productive capacity. Institutions become more complex. Returns compress. Innovation and policy extend the cycle, but only temporarily. Eventually, constraints dominate. Resets occur not because of fate, but because accumulated structure becomes fragile. Expansion, saturation, reset, renewal. The arc repeats, but never on a fixed schedule. The Kondratiev Wave does not map to a single phase. It spans multiple iterations of the 5 phases. It explains why the framework repeats, not how each phase unfolds day to day. Phase 0 often appears early in a new long wave. Debt burdens are lighter. Institutions regain legitimacy. Innovation finds room to grow. Phase 1 looks different late in a long wave. Liquidity flows freely, optimism dominates, but structural imbalances grow quietly underneath. In Phase 2, returns diminish. Policy becomes less effective. Complex systems begin to strain. These pressures are amplified in a mature long wave. Phase 3 often coincides with forced clearing. Debt is liquidated. Institutions are challenged. Assumptions are reset. But the long wave itself does not end here. Phase 4 is where renewal begins. New technologies gain traction. Capital is redeployed. Structural opportunity reemerges. If this way of thinking is useful, and you want a calmer framework for understanding cycles without predictions, subscribing helps you build that context over time. It means more long-form explanations, more phase-based framing, and fewer reactive narratives as conditions change. Today's environment shows characteristics of a mature long wave. High debt burdens, heavy reliance on policy intervention, compressed forward returns. In our strategy, the K-wave stays in the background. It explains why Phase 1 distortions are larger, why Phase 2 stress is more fragile, and why Phase 4 opportunity matters. Quick disclaimer before we wrap up. This is educational macro commentary only. It is not financial advice. It raises awareness of structural pressure. It increases sensitivity to late-cycle fragility. It reinforces sequencing over timing. It does not give calendar dates. It does not override signal confirmation. It does not replace phase discipline. And it never justifies prediction. Rates, credit, liquidity, institutional stress. These signals determine when pressure expresses itself. The K-wave explains why it eventually does. Long waves are not forecasts. They are structural explanations. They help builders understand the terrain, not predict the weather. We don't need to be early, we just can't afford to be late.